Hey, good morning, everyone. Lots of excitement in the last couple of days. Of course, the hard fork was yesterday. I'm sure you've heard about it. I'm sure you were surprised when you looked at your blogs shortly thereafter. There's a lot of discussion on the Steemit right now about the hard fork. You might want to catch a few of those comments just to bring yourself up to speed on what to expect. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'm going to leave all that up to Dan at Starlight. That's kind of the deal we have. He's going to deal with the cryptocurrency and the technical aspects of the Steemit. I'm going to deal with the film side and whatnot, staying within an area that I understand. As I get a better understanding and more comfortable as far as the cryptocurrency world is concerned, I'll certainly start talking a little bit more about it. But right now, I'm leaving that up to Dan. I want to cover a couple of things today. In particular, I want you to know that we really want you to reach out to us. And the way we're encouraging you to do that is through Steam Chat. Now, you can get me at Steam Chat through @Brian-Rhodes. I'm going on there more and more every day, and I want to hear from you. I want you to, if you have a project you're working on, or if you feel you might be able to be a contributor from a talent point of view, etc., on things we're doing in SteemFilm, please chat me. I look forward to speaking with you and hopefully maybe even helping you with stuff that you may need help with. So don't hesitate. Please touch base with me on Steam Chat if you need to. If you need anything that, or you want to discuss anything of pertinence regarding screen writing, acting, and filmmaking, okay? Just so that we're clear on that. I just made a couple of notes here to make sure I cover everything today. Before I get into it, we are finding that getting the first of everything out with SteemFilm seems to be more difficult than we thought it was going to be, or certainly more labor intensive and demanding than we thought it was going to be. I mean, we spent 4 or 5 days on the SteemFilm introductory post, but we're getting there. And we expect to have the logo contest for SteemFilm out by the end of the week. We elected not to put it out on Tuesday because we forgot that yesterday was the hard fork. So we've just postponed it a couple of days. Dan is coming in to the city here, I think, on, tomorrow and possibly Friday, and we'll work on getting the logo contest out to you. There are a couple of other things, I guess. I want to run something by you. It's one thing to get, shall we say, people who have experience in various aspects of screenwriting, acting, and filmmaking on board, and we're encouraging that in a big way. I'll share that with you a little bit as to what we're trying to, or who we're trying to get on board, or the categories of people that we're trying to get on board. But one of the things I want to run by you is we came across the idea that what we would do is we would try to focus on maybe, 4, 5, 6 at any given time, young talents that we believe that are going to make a name for themselves. It's not a short-term thing. Believe me, it takes years to develop your talent in acting, screenwriting, and filmmaking. But what we thought we would do is try to isolate or highlight or touch base with a specific young talent, where they are now, and then we'll try to do maybe every 6 months an up-to-date blog with them, or maybe every year an up-to-date blog with them. Sort of little slices of life giving you indication of all that's happened with them to date, and then between the blogs, all that happens in the interim. That came to mind. Dan and I were walking down the street when he was here working on the SteemFilm post, and I ran into a friend of mine that I'd lost touch with over the last couple of years, but this guy's very interesting. He's wacky, I've told him so, as I guess most of us actors are when you think about it. But anyways, he's just landed himself a nice role in a TV series, and I thought that that might be something you'd like to see, or someone you'd like to meet. We can talk about his career from the outset, when we shared some acting scenes and whatnot in a in a coach's studio. I'd like to, get your opinion on that, to see if that would be type of thing that you would like to see, these sort of slice of life's, the slice of life of some of these young actors. So let me know. Make comments on this blog, or in fact, Steam chat me, okay? Or Steemit chat me. There's other categories that we want to work on. I'm looking at adding an acting coach to the Steemit, to the SteemFilm, I should say, family. I'll be meeting with one on a Monday at noon hour, and to see if we can get him on to Steemit, get him blogging as a coach, and maybe get his assistance on, some of the future contests and whatnot that we're looking to run in terms of being a jurist in those contests. So I'll keep you posted on that. Should, as I say, have a good idea of how that's going to materialize after I meet with him on Monday noon hour. I also want to tell you, though, we're trying to work very closely with people within the Steemit ecosystem. And we were very fortunate to touch base with a fella who is well versed in all aspects of filmmaking, and he has expressed an interest in helping us or being part of SteemFilm and what we're doing. I expect that what we want to do with people like the coach and people like this experienced filmmaker is introduce them to you by way of a SteemFilm blog, and then see how we might go about developing that relationship as time goes on. That's the plan, and Dan and I have talked about that with substantial input from others, and we believe that that's going to be the best way to help you understand and to understand more about screen making, acting, and filmmaking, and give you an opportunity to engage with us, so that we can then start doing blogs based on the things that you want to hear, you want to see, involving these very experienced people. There's another thing that we want to work on from the feature film point of view. I mentioned in a previous blog about the producers. Well, we delayed that meeting with the producer because of the hard fork as well, and are looking to reschedule that. But I didn't get an opportunity to tell you in that previous blog what a producer does, and I think that's very important. As opposed to an executive producer, who's the guy, and I'm going to keep it in simple terms, who's the guy who arranges for the money, let's put it that way. And there may have a number of executive producers in a project. But the producer is someone who really takes the film through pre-production, production, post-production. In some cases helps with the marketing, but not very often. And a producer is somebody, for the sake of expediency in describing what they do, is someone who knows how to put a film together, knows all the component parts, but more importantly, has contacts with the experience necessary to fill those or meet those obligations of the film. So when you're looking for a producer, you not only want somebody with experience, but you want someone who has lots of contacts, very high profile contacts, and new people starting in the business who might show promise. I can tell you that the producer and co-producer that we've decided to take a very close look at and would dearly like to work with, and they know this, is someone who fills those, or two people who fill those qualifications to the T. And I'm looking forward to getting them on board, signing a letter of intent, and then working with them between now and pre-production to help give you insight on everything that we're doing with those co-producers even before we get into the pre-production of the film Better Left Unsaid, okay? Or Best Left Unsaid. All right, so I think that's it, except to say that two things. We'll have the logo contest out for you before the end of the week, and we're soon going to have a new contest for you that we're working on. We've pretty well finalized details on, a little bit more to do, but that's going to come early next week, okay? So again, just to summarize, get on to Steemit chat if you like to communicate with me directly. You can also communicate with Dan on Steemit to chat. My address is obviously at Brian-Rhodes. Dan is Dan-@Starlight, okay? Questions for Dan, maybe cryptocurrency. Questions for me, keep it in the film area, filmmaking, acting, and screenwriting area, okay? So that's about it for today. Look forward to talking to you again maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, certainly on Friday. Take care, and hope you're having a wonderful day.